Meeting. It is just a couple minutes late. I don't even know, 11:33 on February 11th. We'll go ahead and start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. All right, everybody. So we have a pretty quick little agenda. I don't think we'll be here for too long. Some of this is just cleanup from last month. So I'm going to go ahead and start with, is there anyone in the room here for open forum? That's a joke. There's no one here. All right, moving on. Why don't we take a quick look at the Secretary's report for January? We all got that for review. Are there any questions or comments about the Secretary's report?
No, I'll make a motion.
Please do.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes for January 14th.
Thank you very much.
You're
And we got
welcome.
Mary accepting, seconding.
Good job,
All in
Don.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great. Thank you. Okay. Oh, I actually skipped right over announcements. I'll just do that really quickly. I'll back up. I'm in such a hurry, I'm not even doing it right. This meeting is being recorded by the local scene. Anyone intending to make an audio or video recording of this meeting should notify me at this time. Okay. There are several volunteer opportunities at the Council on Aging, including, but not limited to, Meals on Wheels, volunteer help at the cafe, volunteers needed with computer skills, senior tax write-off, and several others that I'm sure if it were something you were interested in.
You just dropped Joan on her head.
No, I didn't. Please reach out to Holly at the Senior Center and she can be able to help you, assign you something that would work for you. A reminder that the email address for the advisory board is coa-ab@kingstonma.gov. So we've done the Secretary's report now. Holly, do we have any current updates for the OCPC contract?
Yes, so I guess 1 and 2 I will cover in my director's report.
Okay.
Want me to do that now, or do you want to wait?
No, we can wait. So we'll skip. So 1 and 2. So why don't we skip right to bylaws then? So
Okay.
ladies on Zoom, we're gonna skip our new business 1 and 2 because we're gonna talk about those when Holly does her director's report. We're gonna go right to our bylaws and policies and procedures
Okay.
and the review of the updated documents. So it's the last section of your packets that I handed out, the one that has the pages that have all the highlights on them. And you guys should have gotten, Maureen and Joan, you guys should have gotten it by email as a
I
separate
got it.
attachment. So Donna, Kat, and Kathy had met to do a working group to kind of compare, so last month we talked about the fact that we did things out of order. We had our policies and procedures done, I don't know, 2+ years ago. Then we did our bylaws. Our bylaws got approved and just gonna actually, our bylaws got approved, but then that ultimately changed some things in our policies and procedures. So the purpose of the working group was to compare line by line, section by section, the parts that do and do not match, and to get us to a completed document, which is what's in front of you. Donna, would you like to lead this, or do you want me to go over it? Because I know we went over it together. So however, whatever, I should have asked you ahead of time.
No, so has everybody read it? At least looked at it? So
Yes.
what we did is, we tried to mirror our current bylaws, our current policies with the bylaws. It was a little bit of a process, but we kind of got it in a good spot. In keeping some of the original policies that were already on there in addition to the bylaws.
Yep.
So pretty much it's now pretty comprehensive.
So the stuff in yellow, I'm assuming, so on the first page, Article 2, letter G, that's really the first, you've given us a very good explanation that letter G was just shortened and now it completely matches the bylaws. So that yellow line is the new line and it 100% matches the existing bylaws. The next article, the same. We've added the advisory board email address. The next paragraph, Article 4 on the back, next page. These all A and B and C for that matter. These paragraphs in their entirety now match the bylaws word for word. Okay,
Especially the updated revised associate member.
yep, that language is all
So
in there.
that's all incorporated.
Yep. So what we're reading in the highlighted version is, and again, these are all changes that we've already approved in our bylaws. Now these just all match. D is the same. Everything's there. A few lines in D remain from our policies, but the bylaws are included above. Yeah, I remember when we were originally going over this, but the policies had paragraph D in the policies was shorter. And it was D, E, F, and G. The bylaws had all the same language, but it was just one paragraph. So that's what this means is in red here where Donna wrote the original D from the policies, it now combines E, F, and G. It's just one bigger paragraph, but all the language is still there. Okay. Flipping to the next page, Article 6. Down number 2, number 3, number 4. It's a little bit of reworking the paragraph ordering, but again, just making this all 100% match the bylaws. Section 4, the next page, updates this to what our current, this is the section that's not actually in the bylaws, I don't think, right? But section 4, order of business. Article 7, yep, sorry.
Yes.
Article 7, section 4.
Order of business was updated.
Order of
A lot
business
it
was updated. Yeah, so it's updated to what we actually do. And then the rest of this, my understanding of the rest of this, well, so the next article, Article 8, it's just renumbering it. So because there were a lot of changes, a lot of condensing, the renumbering of these paragraphs needed to take place. And that's essentially it. All the rest of this is renumbering.
Good job, girls.
Yeah, I think it was amazing.
Good
I appreciate you doing that. I'm hoping that we have a motion to accept it as is,
Make a motion to accept
the changes.
the changes.
Thank you, Mary.
as is.
I'll second.
Okay,
Donna did a great job.
Thank you so much.
great.
Good job. Yep.
Great. So the next step is we'll get this cleaned up version over to Keith and to the Board of Selectmen. They just have to officially bless it. That'll probably be, it won't be tonight's meeting. It'll be 2 weeks away at
I'll
least,
clean it up.
but there's nothing else that we should need to do except
Clean it up and send it to you.
just de-highlight it
Mhm.
and yeah, because it is cleaned up. So it's
I'll
just
send it.
de-highlighting it.
Making
And
it look efficient.
yep. Okay, great.
Good.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Holly.
Party now.
Sure, almost.
Almost.
Our number 1 and number 2 of new business, I'm gonna turn these over to Holly so that she can talk about what she's got for us today.
So you'll see in my director's report, the third bullet point is an update on the age of dementia the committee and the OCPC contract. So Joanne had sent over an MOU last week or 2 weeks ago, I believe. Keith has reviewed that and signed it.
Memorandum of,
Understanding.
thank you.
The next step was, I wasn't sure if the advisory board had sent over a letter requesting that the committee be set up. It's not on the selectmen's agenda for tonight.
It's not. So I had sent over an email. Keith called me and asked for a little more input from us as far as what we as a board were looking for. I think, my understanding of that call with him was that he was hoping to get a little more direction from us on the makeup, the size and the makeup of what he would like, of what we would like to see this task force turn into, before he brought it in front of the Board of Selectmen. So I can see that you've brainstormed some.
Yeah, so these are a combination of suggestions from Joanne as well as just other samplings of committees that I've seen.
Great.
Donna gave me information on the Duxbury one, Plymouth has done one. So again, these are just suggestions, but I think overall it's generally what the task force or the committees, whatever they to call themselves, is made up of. A representative from the advisory board, a representative from the board of selectmen,
Yep.
the COA director, town planner, and the representative from emergency response, be that police, fire.
Hopefully one of each, maybe.
Could be one of each,
Yeah.
yeah. They could alternate. I mean, their schedules are pretty packed, but hopefully it would be, it wouldn't have to be the chief
Mhm.
or chiefs. Representative from Beth Israel Deaconess Plymouth, a community member with knowledge of dementia-friendly efforts, and then somebody in the business community.
Sure.
So I have a few ideas of people that check those boxes. I mean, obviously we know, but you would have to designate someone from this board. And then when it's at the select board level to approve, I would say to ask them at that point to see if they have any volunteers.
From their own board, right?
Yes.
And then ultimately, I think, I'm not 100% sure of the process, but ultimately, I think we'd want the town, the Board of Selectmen to approve the task force, and then, separate from that or after that, it's gonna be filling the task force. We're not gonna be able to have, they're not gonna be able to approve it with every single member in that same meeting, but we do need to get the ball rolling. We have, and you must have given this to us, Holly. We have an example of the resolution in charge from Easton, which I think we can share with Keith as a, what we're looking for him in the Board of Selectmen to do.
Yes, those were sent to me from Joanne.
Great, great. I was speaking with somebody that's familiar with the Plymouth process, and they actually have their task force, committee, task force, whatever we want to call it, was actually quite large. It started to be about 15 people. And while I know it's always difficult to herd, a larger group together, this is something that's going to go on for a long period of time. So I think the bigger we're able to start, if some people drop off, at least we won't turn into a committee of 4 or 5. If we can start with something like 11, 13, 15, hopefully an odd number, then over time, if a few people have to drop out, at least we've got still got a nice big task force. I wanted to brainstorm with our board. So in addition to the people that Holly has identified, what other ideas do we have? So we have community member, I would say community members. I think we would probably like to see several greater, community members.
About a teacher.
A teacher could be possible, sure. We could,
Veterans agent?
Yeah.
veterans agent would be great, yeah. Wondering if, so in town, we have the Wingate facility. I'm wondering if there could be a representative from somebody at Wingate that may be interested in trying to be part of this.
Maybe one select board member?
Yeah, yep, we've got that. Selectman representative.
An emeritus?
So I think that, yeah, an emeritus of our board, it doesn't necessarily, that could be the kind of community member at large, or one of the multiple, hopefully multiple seats of community members at large. Trying to think, who else? Anybody have any other ideas of who else? Housing authority?
Housing authority or?
Yeah, I don't have no,
Any
I don't know who
communities
runs the
in,
housing
like,
authority in
Waterford
Kingston.
or
The senior housing?
Do they have somebody that represents?
I mean, we could write that down, also senior housing. Person,
Neighborhood Works, that's for the whole area, isn't it?
it is, I think so,
So I wonder if anybody there would be,
I don't, yeah,
that would be more housing. I would think.
Anybody from surrounding council on aging who have gone through this?
I was just
Like
gonna say that.
Joanne
Yeah.
Ross?
Somebody that's already been through what that disease, dementia and stuff like that does to a
I
family.
actually think that's a good idea, and, I have heard that, Joanne from Duxbury, I think sits currently on Plymouth's board. So I do think that's a good idea. It would be nice to be able to pull from somebody, some experience from, and if it's not to tax Joanne, well, maybe then we can maybe pull from somebody that's currently on the Plymouth one, and try to get some feedback from them. This is how we did it. This is, so I think other COA directors that have been through this process is a good idea. Can we think of anybody else? So these are
What
just
about
gonna be
clergy?
recommendations.
What about clergy? Somebody,
I didn't have clergy, no. From one of the town, Churches.
Yeah. They would have a lot of input.
What about police and fire? Someone from the fire department, someone
Yep.
from the police department?
we do have them,
Okay,
so, with our suggestions, we've got now a couple of different people from, kind of a health wellness realm. I don't know who at BID we would go to, but maybe, I mean, I love that suggestion. Now it's just a matter of figuring out who. And then, then it's gonna be a matter of advertising, once the task force is approved, advertising amongst the greater population in Kingston to try to fill in for, the community members at large. How do you guys feel about the number of people, the size of the task force? What would be your, recommendation to Keith and to the Board of Selectmen?
I think that what you had said, a larger board will behoove us if
Yeah.
somebody, gets sick or whatever, needs to back out. At least we have more than two.
Yeah, and I think there should just be, I think it should be an even number, to break any supposed ties.
bigger the better.
Say again?
The bigger, the better.
Right,
The more
Right.
people, the better.
so my,
2 for 15?
I have 10. So
And she said even number.
I have
yeah,
10.
I think, honestly, I think I would shoot for 13 to 15 people. That's all.
15? Yeah, go for 15.
What would you rather see?
We originally pointed to 10.
Okay,
Maybe they'll all stay.
okay, so we could say 10 to 12 then. Compromise there.
Did we put down somebody from, like a person that participates here at the community, at the center?
I think that
know.
would be part of the kind of community member at large.
Yeah.
Is what I would, I mean, I'd like to see several seats held
By people
by
that,
the community members at large.
The town clerk.
Sure.
Access to the numbers and.
The town clerk office, yeah. Okay. Well, so I think that this can give, I can write this up obviously, but I think this can give Keith and the Board of Selectmen a good idea of who we're looking to be part of the task force. So that they can, you know, take that up. It'll be 2 weeks from now before it'll make it onto their meeting agenda. But hopefully,
Draft a letter to Keith with our suggestions.
yes,
You have the board, a member from the selectmen down here, written down?
yes.
Oh, okay. I missed.
Yeah, so I'm going off of Holly's director's report.
Yeah,
She's already, Holly identified several.
oh,
I use that as the starting point from there. Okay. All right, cool. So that's my number 1 and number 2. So Holly, I'm gonna let you go ahead and finish up your
Yeah,
director's report.
not a huge amount of information. The FY 26 budget has been reviewed by the town administrator and the finance committee and was approved as presented at the finance committee meeting on February 5th. That's good.
Hooray.
Hooray, yeah. We have a couple of new programs coming up. We're gonna be starting line dancing. And so, yes, it's Maureen. So she's doing a demonstration on the 21st, which is a Friday. The class will be on Fridays at 10:30.
See a video.
But she's,
That'll be popular.
I think it's gonna be popular. A free demo, if anyone wants to come and try that out. And then the classes will begin on March 7th. Again, Fridays at 10:30. It's $5 per class once it starts as a regular exercise class. So, another exciting one we have is a memory training, which is a 4 consecutive weeks. And that is facilitated by Old Colony Elder Services. So it's really geared towards learning, keep your memory sharp and ways to enhance brain health and memory health. And I think not just with, word games and things like that, but it encompasses your whole health.
Mhm.
Nutrition.
Exercise.
Staying active.
Is there a fee?
No, there's no fee.
And
You have
that's
to
here.
Sign up though. Yes, so that's starting April 15th. So we still have a few more weeks, but just something.
Oh, that's this.
That's
Sorry.
coming down.
No.
And we did the OCPC. Oh, another, I gave you a handout for another program. So this ties in with the age of dementia friendly initiative. AARP of Massachusetts, they have a speakers bureau. And so we've had them in a couple of times to do different presentations on different topics. On March 18th, which is coming right up, it's not that far away, they're doing a general age-friendly overview. So you can see a description. I had a lengthy conversation with this man, Sam, who is going to use the presenter, and he was super excited that we are starting the process of becoming age of dementia friendly designation. So this presentation kind of talks all about that.
Right.
So it's important to get it out to the community to find out what this is all about. And so they'll be here on March 18th at 10 o'clock. Anyone can sign up for that. It's sort of a prelude of what's to come. So he's very knowledgeable. He's been through the process with a couple of other seniors.
And that'll be the week after our meeting, I think. It must be.
Yeah, I think we're the 11th, so this would be the following.
Yep.
Tuesday. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have done it to myself to do back to back.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it'll be a great presentation, obviously for us and for anybody here.
Yes.
In general.
Yep.
But it is more reinforcement that this is a topic that is gonna keep moving forward.
Right,
Yeah.
and it kind of gives people a first initiation to what it's all about. So, and then the selectmen's meeting is tonight. I will be appointed as the new director. And that should be quick. It's first on the agenda, so I'm excited to move forward.
Very good. We're very excited for you. Congratulations.
Thank
Congratulations. All right. I do not have a chairman's report for you today. I didn't have any scams or spams or any fun stuff happen. Does anyone have any, we could take a quick glance at our old business. I know last month I had asked everybody to kind of give their um, their board membership, some thought. Lucy, I did actually find out, so contrary to, what the website said, you do not, it did not in fact expire in 2024. You,
I'm not expired. Yeah, great.
your membership has not expired. It goes through the end of the fiscal year. So you're on the same cycle as the rest of us. So we won't need your official
Okay.
word on whether or not you'd like to continue, until essentially, I guess, May, really. Yeah, so the website made it look like she was on a different schedule than the rest of us, which is why I had questioned it. But you're not. Anybody else have any other thoughts on that? Anybody else out there recruiting? We can start recruiting and talking to people about potential, seats that might be opening. I just don't want to wait until May or June.
Your seat will be open.
My seat will be opening, right? My seat is a member, right? Every year, regardless of chairman, every year, those change, the actual positions within the board change, but my actual board membership will be opening.
Yeah, mine will be opening too, because I took over Joe's leftover when he left over the rest of his. So my term was shot this year.
Mhm.
So mine is open also.
Well, it's open, it's expiring,
Yeah,
but is your intention to renew?
I would like to. renew,
Okay,
yes.
so there won't be an open slot for you then, is my point. Okay. And it sounds like, Donna, you will
I
intend,
would
and
like to renew.
because we're the 3 that are expiring. So it sounds like both of you will, our
do.
terms are expiring. I should change my language. Hopefully none of us are actually expiring, but yes, our terms are expiring.
Please.
So good.
no.
Okay, so both
Well,
of
I
you
feel a
two,
lot better too. They had me expired already.
well, so that's good. So really, there's just the 1 seat at this stage of the game. Okay. So we'll get out there and start thinking about who we can,
And I did the research and found out that you do not have to be a resident.
correct.
You can be from any part of the community. You don't
Correct.
have to, but we have to have 51% of the age of 60 and over,
Right.
but residency doesn't.
So my seat as it opens, could be filled with somebody my age, could be out of town.
Yeah.
With that 1 seat being under 60, we'd be well within our guidelines
Yeah.
of, who we need to fit. So if you have, my suggestions are, if you have connections in the town with maybe bringing on a business person, maybe bringing on, we could reach out and see if, a member of the, police or fire might actually want to join our board. There are other towns where they sit on the advisory board as well. So some of the things that we're doing to try to stretch with the age and dementia task force overlaps a little bit what we're trying to do amongst our own board as well. Okay.
Do you know anyone that would like to take a position?
I don't at the moment, but I'm going to keep brainstorming.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Anybody have any other questions or thoughts? I think last time I might have said it was the shortest meeting ever, but this one might actually be the shortest meeting ever.
Remember?
Oh, I don't have
Anybody
any.
to be remembered?
I don't have anybody. Do we remember?
One of our own board member, she's not, she's not feeling well, Mary Hayes.
Mhm.
So.
Send out our thoughts, our warm thoughts to
Yeah.
Mary.
Would also like to send out get well thoughts to Mike Lenatra.
Yes.
Oh, yes, you're right.
That's right.
Yep.
Might be, yeah.
Very good. Thank you.
Well,
Recuperating.
I'm actually going to shut this off.
See that. Woo.
Okay. So, all right, Joan, can you hear us now on your own?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right. Well, I could have shut that off earlier then.
I have one new scam I might mention.
Please do. Go ahead.
Easy Pass. Anyone have an Easy Pass in their car?
Oh, yeah.
But I get calls all the time.
I've been getting messages, texted to me that I owe them money.
Right,
I haven't used the Easy Pass probably in about 3 or 4 years.
right,
So
Right.
it is a scam, and I went online and it said it is a scam.
for sure. No, you're absolutely
Don't
right,
go into the link is what they tell you. Don't go into the link.
right.
I haven't left Kingston. Unless we have someone from Kingston.
Oh, that's coming.
For sure, for sure.
So
Okay.
is Lucy going to apply for a opening on the board?
Probably. Oh,
Okay,
that could be good.
okay, so when can we talk to her about it, or can we? Are we able to talk to her about it?
Well, so yes, and I think it's, so knowing her intentions in advance is great.
Okay,
And, but officially, we do have to open it up as well
Yep.
to other people. So as we get closer, if we have other applications, then officially we would, look at all the applications potentially for the seat. And if Lucy is chosen to move up, and then of course goes before the Board of Selectmen and, the regular process, then our associate position opens up.
Mhm.
So we could be potentially recruiting for, either or. Would be the way I would look at it for anybody else that's considering wanting to join. If they're listening to this recording later, and you have an interest in becoming a member of our board, again, that's why we're talking about it, several months in advance. We'd love to have you come and just listen in and kind of get a feel for what the meetings are like, what some of our initiatives are. And, again, if we'll have a seat opening, a member seat opening, and potentially an associate member seat opening, so. Okay,
So we're gonna officially vote in June.
yeah, June 30th is the
With the
end of the
sunset
term,
May.
so we'll just, I would say let's vote in June. We need applications if it's something that you're interested in. We'd like your applications by our June meeting at the latest, so that we can take it under advisement and make our decisions, make our presentation to the Board of Selectmen, and then have them ultimately make the final decision, so that come July 1st, hopefully we'll have a full board sitting.
So maybe in the next few months, we can touch on it once a month with any updates.
It's coming fast.
It's coming fast. That's why we're talking about it.
It's coming fast.
Okay. If nobody has anything else, I'm gonna go ahead and, anything else, Howard?
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Wonderful. I'll
I
second.
second.
Oh, no, Mary can second.
No, that's all right, you did second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Take care. Bye-bye.
bye-bye.